keep in heart is we all have something to contribute to life. I was thinking about these thoughts today, and one of the things that I came to conclude with is that there wouldn't be you without a provision of the contribution that you're supposed to make in life. That wouldn't be you. So, what inspired your presence here on earth is because of your contribution, which you may not be aware of. Which you may not be aware of. So, having said that, I meant to mean that each and every one of us has something to contribute to life. And that is why we are wired the way we are wired. And that is why we have our interests, we have our passions, we have our desires, we have our giftings. So the essence of life is when you contribute your quota to life. And whatsoever you are contributing to life is not just to your advantage, rather, is to the advantage of the people that are meant to benefit from your abundance. When I talk about abundance, abundance means it deals with your makeups, your education background, your experiences, your exposures. I mean, the lessons you've learned, the knowledge you acquired, your know-hows, the things that you can do, they are your abundance. And you are not actually the one that really enjoy your abundance. The person that enjoy your abundance is the next person. So she is a teacher. Maybe she works in a classroom and she educates people. All the education she gathers, why she may be benefiting it to an extent, but the people that are not enjoying it are those kids, those students that she's teaching. So he's a doctor. So the persons that enjoy the most his service as a doctor are the patients. I hardly seen a neurosurgeon conducting a surgery to himself or to herself. So what's the essence of spending over 8 years, 9 years learning to be a neurosurgeon when you cannot actually benefit it directly? So whatsoever we are building on, we are actually building on those things to contribute to life. So why people are benefiting from what we make, we are also benefiting from other people. So that was why a wise man said that in the tapestry of life that we all are connected. In the tapestry of life, we all are connected. And not just that we are connected, we all are important. We all are important. So there are some certain things that I may not be able to do for myself that she can do as a fashion designer. She may end up becoming my stylist, your stylist, and I come out and people are wowed with the way I look. But she is actually the one that makes it. So this foundational introduction is to let you know that there is something that you are meant to contribute to society. And don't forget the words that I use. I said it's out of your abundance that you make contributions. And I mentioned the various abundance, your life experiences, your talents, your exposures, your educations, including your resources. We are standing here because someone has gathered his resources to put up this thing, this meeting, so that we will benefit from it. He is actually making contribution to life. Now, my experience, and this is also what inspired what I'm doing with young people. I didn't just enter into education, something inspired it. I struggled growing up. I used to tell people that one stage of my life that I wouldn't love to happen again was my secondary school days. I don't like it. But secondary school days used to be fun for people. It's a time of expression, like you are free as birds. It's a time where talents are explored. Me, I had nothing to explore. Academic wise, I was nothing to write home about. I started reading, sir, in my SS1 third term. That was when I learned how to read and write. So I was very timid. So at least if you don't know how to read, if you're not good academically, be good in sports. I was not good in sports. If you're not good in sports, be good in football. I was not good. Okay, be good in social activities like drama groups in school. I didn't identify with any of those groups because I don't know how to act. If you must act, you must learn, you must know how to communicate in English. I didn't know how to speak English. I was mixing up tenses. My tenses weren't correct. My pronouns was nonsense. I would see a he and I will use she on a male figure. It was that bad, I'm telling you the truth. People kept correcting me at me. I hate examination period. Number one, I don't copy from people because I was timid. I was afraid. I kept failing. And I was not repeating classes. They keep pushing me. At some point, I just told myself, guy, just drop out of school. But thank God that I didn't drop out of school. So within the period that God showed me mercy, God granted me speed, I started catching up. I may not have time to begin to tell the story on how I I I I was informed, in football there is something that you say that you say that this club is informed. Any club that is informed is a club that is progressing, that is doing well. So when I went back on form, I may not have the time to talk about it. I started progressing. Within that period, I entered university. But And I told myself there could be thousands of young people who are facing the same challenge that I face. You see, this thing that I have just shared with you is one of my abundance. It's one of my abundance. So why choosing course of study in the university? And I said, okay, go into education. I studied education, guidance, and counseling in the university. In my master's, I did education psychology at Michael Okpara University. So you now see that all of my life has been around those education sector. And I have great interest in children because I know that I have something to contribute to them, especially those that are finding their education, how to read, how to write difficult. Each time they see me, they see hope. And people would barely say, okay, there is no money in teaching. I didn't enter teaching with that mindset. I actually told myself I'm going to own the industry. I'm going to own the industry. So, from the abundance of my life, many young persons has been impacted. I have made great contributions in people. Now, from the abundance of your life too, you can also make contributions in the life of people. So, growing up too, I'm sharing some thoughts. That's why I told you I'm going to be natural. I was being exposed to book. I now found my interest in leadership books. I started reading people like John C. Maxwell, Dr. Miles Monroe. I started reading these guys. Then I now said, okay, like what is being done in this place? Majorly, people organize meetings like this for advanced age. And I said, okay, we can actually bring this thing to younger people. Are you getting what I'm saying? We can bring these things to younger people. This is also one of the things that influence the kind of school that I run. I run a leadership school. Now, here is my point. Bringing this in the business terrain, you can actually turn your passion into a business. The best business to do is actually a business that is so connected to your passion, to your interest, even to a point that at the beginning, where you may not be making all of the money, you are still interested, you are still passionate to do it. There is no business, a genuine business or a mega business that people begin to earn from the first year. First year is usually the period of building. Is the first year, second year, third year. Some businesses you begin to earn from them at fifth year. So if you are doing something that you are not passionate for, you try the first year and you are not getting or making expected amount of money from people, guess what will happen? You will run away. That's why most people are unstable in their business. So the school that I'm running, the children, and they are over 200. I have over 200 pupils in my school. But I didn't start with 200. Okay? I didn't start with 200. I started with one pupil, one student. Are you getting what I'm saying? I started with one student. The 200 that I have, over 200 plus that I have, we are coming one, like a drop of water. So someone that is not passionate with the business will now say, okay, how will I be able to sustain this when they are dropping just like what? Just like water. The person may be discouraged. Are you getting what I'm saying? The person may be discouraged. But if it is actually something, or probably something that one is passionate for, whether the thing is dropping like water, there is this sense of persistence. Your joy is coming not really based on the number of persons that are showing up, but the number of persons that are getting impacted by what you do. Owing to the fact that you don't succeed immediately, or you don't hit the mark immediately you started. So the major point that I've made now is, any choice of business or career should major on your passion, your interests, what you love to do. So sometimes you see people who are thriving in business. Their thriving didn't start immediately. Trace how they started, when they started. So now look at how growth mentality runs. Growth mentality targets first to the individual before the thing that the individual is doing. Let me say it again. Growth targets focus more on the individual that is running the vision first before the structural part of the vision. So take note of that. So in that area that you've been called or you have passion in, you've developed strong passion in, what you need to do first is to begin to grow yourself into it. I didn't start owning a school. I started by working in another man's school. I read the book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. So in that book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, there is something that Robert Kiyosaki said, which I would love you to take note of. Kiyosaki said that the rich dad taught his sons that you don't work to make money. He said that you rather work to learn so that you will own your business. Are you getting what I'm saying? You don't work because you want to make money from the work you are into. So you don't seek for employment so that you make money. So that you seek employment so that you will learn. And after learning, you may stand in chance of owning your business. That old time knowledge guided my heart even while I was working in another man's school. So when I stepped into that school, I didn't step in there to be collecting monthly salary. I stepped in there to upgrade my knowledge. I've been taught education in school. It is now to learn it, to practice it. And because I have a desire, when I step into the institution and I told God, I prayed, I said, I want to get close to the management. Getting close to the management is not to have the accolades that he is the dean of study or he is the principal of a school. I actually want to know how these things are run. You are working in a school, but you may not really know how the administrative setting works if you don't grow to a certain point